Welcome to the Alex Bromage Presents podcast, episode 9. Today we're going to talk about some travel tips that I have. We talked about the top 10 travel items last week, and I'm going to talk about some general travel tips that I have for you. Please subscribe to the podcast and make sure that you like us and share us on any of the social media platforms that you use. It helps us gain an audience, and if you feel that what we're giving is valuable to you, then we'd really appreciate, or I would really appreciate, that you could share that out. So what are some of my 5 travel tips that I would like to go through today? So get to the airport early and chill out. I don't understand why people don't do this. Why do people always leave it till the very last minute? It's not maybe in my personality, maybe it's in other people's personality. I get to the airport usually a lot earlier than most people would for a flight, and then I like to either set myself up and work in a cafe or next to the gate that I'm flying from, and just relax, read a book, work. All the airports have good Wi-Fi now. I think there's no need to be rushing, there's no need to be stressing out to get to the airport because you're running late, when you could just get there early and be doing your work already or something like that. So get to the airport early. Life becomes much less stressful when you do that. I find mobile boarding passes are fantastic. I use the wallet on my iPhone for all of my boarding passes, and I find it really good. It updates through the app. It does mean that I have to have a lot of different airline apps on my phone, but I just put them all into a travel folder, and then I open it up and I can get whichever airline that I'm talking to. So that really helps me as well, and I find that extremely useful functionality. That means it's one less thing I have to look for. I don't have to keep looking for my boarding pass every time I'm going around because my phone's always in my pocket. So that adds a lot of convenience actually to when you're traveling. Also, apply 5S to your luggage. What do I mean by 5S? Well, if you're not familiar with 5S, maybe we'll do a video about that or a podcast about that in a future episode. But 5S is about organizing your stuff so that it makes it very accessible and the easiest way for you to get to it. A practical example of this on your luggage is, firstly, pack minimally, which is actually the next point, but so you're not packing a lot of stuff that you don't actually need and you're very unlikely to use. But putting your toiletries and electronics in a place where they're easy to get. Don't have your toiletries dug down in the bottom of your carry-on. Have them in the top of your laptop bag. So as soon as you unzip your laptop bag to get your laptop out, your toiletries are right there and you can put them in the bin. Now, I realise that not everyone is this organised, and so you can be standing around waiting, but there's nothing worse than standing there and looking at someone who's rifling through all their luggage and trying to find the things that they need to get out in order to put them into the security bin. So organising your luggage in a good way before you actually get to the airport will help you transition through security, which is one of the most annoying parts of travel anyway, infinitely, and it will make the whole experience much more pleasant. Pack minimally as well. I used to pack not minimally at all. I used to pack with travel with a lot of stuff, and I learned very quickly that was pointless. I was carrying around extra weight in my backpack or in my laptop bag or in my carry-on or in my check-in even, and it was usually a lot of stuff that I wouldn't use. I'd end up with just a lot of clothes that I wouldn't use, a lot of other things. Now, I did go through some essentials that I think you should always bring. I think that those are essentials and those are always with me, but when it comes to clothes, I bring the bare minimum that I need in order to get my trip done. And I always try, unless the trip goes over 7 days, I will have a carry-on only, carry-on and a backpack, or carry-on and a laptop bag. That's all I will take. And I really recommend doing that because it removes stress, it removes weight. The number of times that I've seen people, not just ladies, but gentlemen as well, struggling to lift their luggage up into the bin but overhead because it's so heavy that they just can't lift it. It's just not practical. Don't do it. And then finally, I think aisle seats are the way to go. I know a lot of people like windows. I enjoy the window when I'm flying somewhere new so I can look out and I can see the view as we're coming into land. Doesn't always work because you may have a lot of cloud cover, and so that can be quite annoying when you can't see anything and you're just staring into grey clouds until you're basically on top of the runway. But aisle seats are by far the most convenient. You get more space in a way because you can spread out into the aisle. You can get up and get down whenever you want without disturbing other people. You can access your bag easily so you don't have to have it underneath you. You can have it on top instead. And so that makes life much more convenient, and it makes it much easier as well. So when I travel, I try to make everything about being more convenient, more speedy, and minimizing the stress that I have to go through whilst I'm traveling. And so that's really always the focus that I have when I'm traveling. So those are some quick travel tips from me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it, please share it, subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to the podcast on Anchor. Hopefully we're going to be up on the Apple podcast app very soon. And I look forward to talking to you all again tomorrow. Thank you.